Hi and welcome to this Carrefour series on simple fitness. I'm Neil Greentree.
And I'm Matt Deller.
And today this video is all about how often should you train. So how often should we train, Matt?
So it's really simple. Just to make a positive change to your life, 2 to 3 times for somebody that's never done any exercise. It's going to help them benefit their life in a positive way to start off with.
Okay, so they're starting off coming up 2-3 times a week. How long should do they set a period of time, like an hour or half an hour? Or is it more governed by, no, you achieve these exercises?
To start off with, I'd say half an hour to an hour for each session. Anything longer is just going to knock you out. There's no point diving in, trying to do 4 hours in one go or a ridiculous amount of time because your body's not going to be used to it. It's going to be a bit of a shock to the system anyway.
Definitely the next day you're going to feel it, and the day after that. So I think, initially don't be afraid just to go in softly and let your body adjust to it, and you'll actually find that if you do your stretches and your stretches at the end, your body can actually cope with that exercise better, and you then don't feel the negative effects of it the next few days. So, okay, now we've started off with a very basic level of fitness, but obviously at the end of the day, with the goals that we've set, we are hoping to up that rate as we go on. Can you then do that, such as have a regime where one day you come to the gym, one day you do something at home? Is that feasible?
Yeah, exactly. So you could be coming to the gym for one day for your full body weight session, for example. The next day you could just go for a walk. You can spread it up so it keeps it a little bit more interesting rather than getting repetitive, which is what tends to make people find exercise boring, because it tends to get too repetitive and they don't change it.
That's a really good point, Matt, and that is keep changing it. And that's maybe why we're saying that the gym is one part of it. I think also doing things at home, maybe trying an activity, build those things in so you're not just seeing fitness as some boring thing where you stand in front of a wall or a mirror and have to look at yourself for an hours on end. Let's try and keep this different and fresh and real. Now, as far as the outdoor fitness, can you overdo it? Can you go too far?
You don't need to do a massive amount to make a nice change when you're starting off. Just go for a walk, run, the odd press ups, sit ups, the classic kind of exercises that you can do outside. You don't need to go too crazy and go mental with it, but kind of keep it in moderation.
Okay, so Matt, I'm 3 months into my regime and I'm now coping with the schedule you've set me. Can I then begin to increase it, and what do I do to stop getting bored of what I'm doing?
Yeah, the main reason why people stop doing exercise is because it gets monotonous and boring.
Yeah.
The main thing, you want them, or they stop seeing results as well from doing the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
The main thing is to always try and make your body do a little bit more than it's done the day before. So whether that be increase time, increase the amount of sets you're doing with your weights, add an extra day, there's going to be all different ways that you can help benefit yourself and keep yourself moving forward.
Yeah, totally. And I think when you say it hasn't just got to be about necessarily increasing time. Some people think, I've spent an hour at the gym for the first 3 months, I've got to up that to 2. And you haven't necessarily got to do that. You can just kind of up your work rate for that same amount of time you've done. And so you keep that fitting into your lifestyle. Now, one thing, Matt, that I do, and I come up and train 5 times a week, and that is that I try and mix and match what I do. So some of it's outside, some of it's in the gym, some's out with the kids, maybe take them out to an adventure park or something. I try and build in just walking about and jogging and this and that. But what I also find is that if I give myself rewards, and I think rewards are really important, that if you work harder, you're going to go out maybe for a meal with friends later in that week, I'll up my work rate that week to counter that maybe the things I shouldn't normally eat, I'll eat that weekend. Now, do you think that's right? Do you think it's okay?
Exactly, you've got to have some kind of a treat. Otherwise it's going to, if you're okay in a perfect world, you say, I'd eat this and this all the time, but it's not, we don't live in a perfect world, so having a treat at the end of the week could be something that's going to get you through doing all your workouts and keep you going. Like if you go in and having a horrendous binge, then it might not be perfect for getting yourself in better shape, but if you're having a treat, it's going to be in a good way of keeping yourself positive.
The only thing I would just add to that, and that is there is nothing wrong with having that Kentucky, but you earn your reward. You don't have your reward and then you work it back. Exactly. You work out first, then you take the reward because you don't feel any guilt when you have it. So, okay, so we've discussed that. How often do we work out? The next subject we're going to discuss, well, so how long is it going to take us to actually get that body that we want? Look out for the next video.